Hey, what's going on, December Virgin Gang? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Let's start off this month great. It's a brand new month. We have a whole slew of new videos coming out. I'm going to still try to be doing exactly what I did last month, putting out a couple videos, at least 1 to 2 a day where I can. And let's just start this month off super easy. Let's go into r/Pokey Invest, my favorite place. Endless entertainment, endless groups of people stepping in there daily with the craziest, wildest, goofiest stories, finding cards in just the most random of places that totally happen, and it's totally legit, and they totally don't know where this stuff came from or anything like that. It's just, let's hop in there. Let's see what's going on. Okay, what do we got for us today right here? We got on r/Pokey Invested. We got someone with a bunch of packs in a shoebox right here. Ooh, look at that. This is looking like some grand, good stuff right here. Anyone think that this could be worth money someday? And right here, we got ourselves a shoebox just full of all these crazy Pokemon cards. So I'm noticing a little bit of Silver Tempest. I'm noticing Forbidden Light. Got some Crimson Invasion, Shining Legends, 151. Man, this is just the Money Bro starter pack over here. I wonder who put this sucker together right here. Shoebox contains around 300 packs total of different sets, mainly Sun and Moon, 151 and Sword and Shield. Yeah, let's not glaze over that fucking one right up there in the corner. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You got fucking Dark Explorers right up there at the top. Holy shit. Yeah, you know, that pack is crazy right there. One of these things is not like the other indeed. That set is super fun. That set actually has a Gardevoir in it, a shiny Gardevoir. And it's one of those ones that has like that texturing in the center of it, usually for the typing. So like for Gardevoir, it'd be like the psychic all-seeing eye that would be on that. That card's fucking gorgeous. I have that card in Japanese. It is one of my favorite cards in my collection of all time. And it's a great set. Black and White did a lot of really cool things, in my personal opinion. Not everything about Black and White is awesome, but it brought cards like that. And it was the birth of full art trainers coming to us, starting with N. Love that card. It's a great set card right here. But look at this. You got yourself a nice little investable box of cards right here. The 151, the Evolutions, the Shining Legends. Yeah, just totally something, along with some bulk Pokemon cards over to the side. So the loaded question of the day is, anyone think this could be worth money someday? Now, I don't know about anybody else, but if I find something and I have no clue what it is, the first thing I typically do is, instead of doing a tad bit of research on it myself, I make a brand new, like an actual Reddit account, or I'll go to like Facebook or something like that. Won't look at anything myself. I want the community to do all the work for me when it comes to actually identifying what this stuff is. I mean, I can most certainly read like the things that are on the like Shining Legends. Those are words I could probably type into Google. Forbidden Light, Dark Explorers, and then have packs pop up for like $120 to $160 each with graded singles coming up like immediately. You don't even gotta do anything. You just go to fucking images, or just go to shopping, or hell, fucking hop on eBay and type in this stuff. And a whole bunch of things pop up. Look, I'm not saying this stuff isn't like completely, that this stuff just never happens, but you gotta look at the circumstances they line up. So somebody just got a box of these fucking Pokemon cards. They have no idea what they are. We're presuming it's an adult, and instead of using their phone, which they do for everything else, they'll look up literally how to do fucking anything on there. They'll use it to fix their car, they'll use it to make meals, they'll use it to navigate, they'll use it to find songs, they'll use it to fucking literally do anything. And they can't type in a single pack name in order to try to figure out what this stuff is worth. No, they have to make an r/Pokey Investing account. Excuse me, it's just a Reddit account, but then they immediately go to r/Pokey Investing, where that's their first stop. They didn't look anywhere else. They just fucking got on the train. They're like, you know what? Take me fucking 14 miles that way to r/Pokey Investing. Are you sure? There's a spot like 2 miles away called Google, and it'll tell you like, no, fucking 100 miles that way to r/Pokey Invest. You see these circumstances? You see why it's kind of weird? And like faking this kind of shit, it is incentivizing for people. They can get a lot of upvotes, they can get a lot of likes, and they can get a lot of comments really quick on posts for engagement, and that stuff is just dopamine for people who actually use social media, alright? It 100% is validation. It's just an easy fucking way to farm this shit. There's no way someone couldn't type in Unified Mind. So there's going to be people that are going to be like, well, maybe they didn't know. And of course, this person right here is going to be like, weak attempt at trying to show off. If you have all these packs, you know what they're worth. But in the end, 300 packs is nothing. Even if they were all 50 on average, that's 15K. So if a used car is your future goal, good for you. So that's kind of fucked up because, like, I mean, $15,000. This person is kind of, I agree with the first part. You're kind of just flexing to flex. 15K is not a small amount of money. And anybody that thinks 15K is a small amount of money either has a stupid, ridiculous high amount of money, or they're just a douchebag. I don't really know what else to say. 15K is some good money, and 15K can definitely make a big difference from stuff. So even if this was worth like $50 a pack or something like that, and they can make a cool 15K off it. That is definitely not small money, and what a fucking shitty, douchey thing to say. OP, though, says right back, like I said to a few other people, these were gifts from my grandpa. I hope one day maybe I could give it to my grandkids for them to sell or do the same. I'm not that knowledgeable on the subject. So that sounds really nice in theory. That sounds like really something that's good. But at the same time, like, what grandpa is going up and, like, just buying, like, a bunch of modern packs and not really buying... I feel like there'd be a little bit more, like, vintage stuff in there if the grandpa was kind of long-termed enough to actually have investing goals in mind and passing this stuff down. I feel like there'd be at least, like, the Dark Explorers. That is a good one, okay? But I kind of feel like there'd be, like, some EX, maybe, like, a Neo pack in there somewhere. I mean, God forbid, like, anything from the Wizards of the Coast era. There should be probably at least 1 or 2 packs for the people that did that. The people that were smart and the people have that long-term thing in mind when it came to investables, taking, like, risks and all that stuff for all our collectibles and shit like that. These guys bought a little bit of everything, and they have a little bit of everything. Say what you will about the man. That's why Real King Pokemon, Gary, has what he has. He took a bunch of risks on a bunch of different shit. That's why Alpha Investments has a bunch of different shit. That's why, like, the people that have all this shit going around, they at least have something kind of to show for it because they had that mindset to begin with. Unless the grandpa just woke up in 2020 and was like, I need to get a bunch of packs to fucking give to my kids or something. It's just a weird thing to, like, fucking... I just don't believe it. It's not that, like, I have any ill will against the person posting it, but there's posts like this a dime a dozen where people are literally just claiming they're getting stuff constantly from these places with, like, very little to do. It was one of those things during COVID, especially. People just had zero issue posting the shit up and acting like they were getting cards from, like, their grandpa. Like, a bunch of, like, super minty, new, fucking pack fresh, like, Wizards of the Coast cards. They were sitting in their fucking attic for long. They were in top loaders. They were like, this is the box that they came in with that weird, stupid AI voice that everybody used for the shorts and all that stuff. It was such a stupid trend. It was so obvious that 95% of people are fucking lying. And, of course, there's going to be people, I actually did find these cards. Well, good for you if that actually happened. I'm still looking at you like, But a lot of people fake this shit, and a lot of people fake these stories for, like, the clicks, the views, and, like, the interactions and stuff like that. I hate to say it, Reddit's no exception. And like I said, I just really find it extremely difficult to believe that someone finds all this stuff. I'm willing to believe someone could find some packs. Like, I'm willing to believe someone not knowledgeable about it could get these packs, like, given to them as a gift. But the person who's giving them the packs as a gift probably is kind of knowledgeable about them because they were fucking holding them in a fucking shoebox for a reason. They had them in the box. They knew not to open them. Like, someone, you got these packs from somewhere, okay? Someone down the lines knew that this shit was worth something and didn't just give you the packs fucking willy-nilly and be like, hey, here's some booster packs. I mean, I was holding on to them because I think they're worth money. I don't know how much. I don't know anything about this stuff whatsoever. But here, have these, grandson, for some reason, and take these packs and do that whole thing. It's just weird that, like, that discussion never happened at all, that it never came up, and people that had packs, like, from that far back, especially Dark Explorers, this whole thing never coming up whatsoever. I just don't believe it. Like, anything that, like, my family members collected, they talked about, like, Beanie Babies was kind of a thing. People, like, went in, baseball cards, just odds and ends sort of things, coins, trinkets, postcards, things like that my family members did collect. If I had talked to them, they had talked about the things they were interested in. This whole story just has, like, weird little pokes and things in it that don't really make a whole lot of sense. I'm getting this mysterious box of cards, and for some reason, like, the person that gave it to me, who's holding these for some reason, and has a whole bunch of the big newer money sets that are popping up, with the only, like, deviation in that being Dark Explorers on the top, which is easily a pack someone could save up and just purchase a one-off pack of. It just seems like engagement farming, just seems like going on there and trying to be like, guys, my grandpa gave me these packs right here. Notice how none of them are Wizards of the Coast or anything older. Notice how like, he was super investment minded on the stuff. He just hoarded packs for some reason, put them in a box, didn't mention it to anybody, didn't tell anybody why they were holding them. And instead of, like, looking at Google and just typing in some of these pack names right here, I just went to r/Pokey Investing super randomly, and I have a YouTube thing in my actual fucking username on here, YT in there. Yeah, this surely is what's going on here. I'm sure that's what happened with the entire thing. It's just goofy. You can see this stuff forever. I love posting and talking about this kind of stuff, just to hear people try to defend it, just to hear people, guys, this is like what the, oh, you're making fun of people for, dude, like, these stories are fake, okay? These are fake stories getting put up, and the people that are going like, oh, they're not fake, they have no more proof that these are real than the fucking people trying to tell me that these stories aren't fake, okay? In my opinion, the amount of holes you can poke in these stories are fake. I've seen so many of these pop up during the fucking shutdown, and it's just, they all look the same. They all smell the same, they all act the same, and these amount of stories popping up just for incentive when there's a bunch of packs in there that people can very easily do research on. People have their fucking cell phones and use it for God knows what else. They can't type in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 151. Grandpa knew 151 was going to be the set. Grandpa knew that I should be getting some Quausitted, baby. Woo! I don't believe it. I don't believe that shit for a second. But what do I know? I'm just some fucking asshole on the internet calling these stories for what they are. Fake as shit. That's all I got. Appreciate it, Virgin Gang. See you later. Oh, yeah, it reminds me of the time that I found a bunch of, like, Pokemon cards in the sewer system. Yeah, the sewer system around here. There was just a bunch of Evolving Skies packs that were, like, neatly tucked into, like, a little hole in the wall. And then I was like, oh, snap, what are these? I better go to r/PokeInvesting and talk about my sewer packs I found. I bet these guys have loads of expertise talking about this.